I want to talk about my guardian, which is this beautiful little sculpture. They are also called Mycenaean Terracotta Figurines or idols because they were found by Schliemann in Mykene a lot, as well as Tugens and other mainland archaeological sites from the Bronze Age. For this project you need some wire, alu folie. I used air drying clay and paints. I sadly don't have a lot of the footage left because I filmed this over 2 years ago, but here you can see me cutting some wire to form a basic structure for the sculpture and then wrapping the sculpture with the alu foil just to give it a base where I can add the clay on top of, which I don't have any of the footage of. Now for the second guardian I made, I didn't do this because I wanted to try what would happen if I didn't put this structure underneath, and it did work, but it had intense structural issues while working on it and while drying, so the whole sculpture was very wobbly the whole time, and I needed to construct a special supporting system for it to dry in an upright position, which was a bit complicated. You can see me here just using my fingers and smoothing the edges with water. While doing this, you can also see the wobbliness of this sculpture. It's like dough almost, where it just would fall and fold into itself immediately if I would just let it go. For the other one, the first one, I don't have the footage of. This wasn't like this at all. It was very easy to do. The clay was very easy to put on top of the alu foil. I don't even know if it's called alu foil, by the way. Alu, I don't know, that's the German word. Here you can see how it looked right after drying. Then I did a very tiny art magic candle spell to just enhance the creativity. Then I painted my guardian. I tried to mix colors that would represent the original color palette of the Psi-Idols quite well. And I also decided to give this idol this specific linear design for the dress. I also painted a bit on the face to just enhance the eyes. For the second guardian, I haven't painted it yet, but once I do, I will take one of the Psi-Idols from Mykene and will try to copy it. With the first one, I just painted very freely. After painting, I drew on a sigil, which is not included in this video, and after it dried, I performed an initiation ritual, also not part of this video. Kinda looks like a C, but not really. The originals though, they really look like these letters. There's like Psi, Phi, which is round, and Tau, which is like kind of like this, it's like a T. This is more accurate. It has this headdress, Paulus, and this bird-shaped face, you could say. It has this very dominant C form of breasts, which this one has as well, and is all in all smaller, which is also more historically accurate. They are usually depicted wearing a long dress with linear design. Some are painted like this, some are painted in monochrome, some are not painted at all. Now, what are they representing? And like many things in archaeology, we don't know. We have theories and ideas, but because there's no written record, at least we can decipher. We don't know what these were used for. Many people think these are religious and cultic because this this kind of posture is supposed to symbolize the like epiphany of God's presence. Some say, Schliemann says this is supposed to be the goddess Hera. Everything that Schliemann says should be like taken with a million grains of salt. So I don't know about that one. Some say it's a generalized female representation of a goddess of fertility because of the female markers. Some say it's a personalized presentation of the practitioner. Some say it's a votive offering. Some say, hey, maybe these were just toys for children. In the archaeological context, these can be found in houses, in burial sites, or in shrines. So for all of these different theories, there are arguments to be made. I'm using these because they have always fascinated me when I was studying. I also saw them live, you could say, when I was living in Athens. They struck me as powerful. It just radiates something very powerful and very good for me. So I decided to use these as my guardians. And this one was my first guardian and has been with me for 2 years now. But I thought I should make another one so they are together and can help each other out. So this one's not that alone. For me, it's so important to incorporate things, symbols, and objects into Minecraft that our ancestors have used before and have used for many years, for 1,000 years, because it connects me to myself and the universe for some reason. I don't know, it just brings me very, not only satisfaction, but a very deep sense of calmness and not grounding, stability maybe in my craft if I use things I know our ancestors used. Maybe in a different way, maybe in a different design, but still the connection there gives me, I don't know, it really brings my craft together. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. It makes me feel more like myself. But also what I didn't mention is I just love it, you know? I mean, I became an archaeologist because of my passion for human history, and that obviously also translate into my practice. I mean, I love old stuff, you know? I love it. I studied it. I only made it through my studies because of my passion, and that also reflects in my witchcraft and in my path. And I think that's also something that makes a lot of sense. I mean, things you love, things you have passion for, they make everything you do make more sense, and they also make everything stronger. So of course I incorporate archaeology into my craft. And yeah, I wanted to add that. I really hope this can show how personal your craft can be, and how, not only how creative, but also how special and how individual your craft can be. Yes, so of course you don't need to make your own guardian. You can also use any sculpture or statue you have. You can use a stone if you want. You can draw something on paper. It really is up to you. But for me personally and for my craft, I love doing things myself. I love creating my own tools, and I love giving them a very individual, a very specific touch rooted in, well, archaeology and my connection to humankind and human history and our past. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.